So the very first thing you do is identify what shapes do we have. Okay. In the case of the silo below, what shapes do we have? If I had to go one shape and two shapes, what's the two shapes we have? A cylinder, good. We have one cylinder. And what's the other one we have? Half a sphere. Good. Oh, Amelia's raising her hand. Sorry, I had something going on over it. Oh my gosh. Wait a second, we need to go back and chat. We had, what time is Alora going to interrupt class today? Well, close, but... Well, how was class yesterday? Did you get a hold of, she gone already? Yeah. Oh, okay, I understand. So, okay. Yes. All right. Go get to work. All right. So, then we also have half a sphere. Okay. So we have half a sphere as well. So let's grab our formula for a cylinder first. It is right here. Now, where do you get these formulas? Can anyone remind me? Where do you find your formula? Come on, grab it. Sorry, I'm trying to grab the formula here, and then I'm going to look over at chat. I'm not ignoring you. All right. On the outline you gave us, yeah. So on the sheet I gave you is all the formulas. Okay? So let's look at the cylinder here first. What is our rate? What's our height for this? What's our h equal to? H is equal to 6. And what's my radius equal to? Radius equal to 5. Good. So my formula there is going to be pi times 5 squared times 6. Does everyone understand how I got there? I don't want my answer yet, Trey. Relax. We'll get there. Alright, so let's plug that into our calculator. And I'll do it on the screen so you can see how I would do it on an Apple one. So if I was using an Apple calculator here, pi, I go to my pi button, times 5, and then use the square button up here, times 6. Let's round to a whole number here. So let's go 471 is my answer there. Good. Now for my half sphere, the only thing I need for the half a sphere is my radius. So what's my radius for this one? Good, 5. Because our radius is only half of this, right? Radius is only half, so if it's 10 all the way across, we're looking at 5 there. Now what do we have to do to our answer once we're done, since we only have half a sphere? Who knows what we have to do to our answer? Good, we have to divide it by 2. So I might do that at the very end instead. 4 times pi times 5, and this time it's cubed, which is a 3 on top. All divided by 3. Then I'm going to put a big bracket around this. I'm going to divide that by 2. The bracket just means I'm going to do this first, right? If you remember your bed mass. My b's first, so I'm going to do my bracket first. Okay? So you can plug this into your calculator all at once. And if you'd like me to do a certain type of calculator, you can just tell me. So for this one, I go 4 times pi, so use the pi button, times, now it's 5 cubed. So 5 in this one has an x to the 3 button, so I can just press that. Then press equals. To get the total top number, I'm going to press equals. So then I'm going to divide by 3 to get this number here. Divide by 3, therefore press equals again. So that means this whole top, what number was that? 524. Let's run 524. Then divide that by 2. Now if you write that number there, that's great, but keep the big number on your calculator. Okay? Let's divide this by 2. So that's going to round to, if I go to a whole number, it's going to round up to 262. Good. Yes, I am recording. Thank you, Luke. Then, now we have the composite shape. So we have the area of this one. So let's call this one like volume 1. This is shape 1. We have shape 2, so we have volume 2. So to add those up, to get the total, we're just going to add these up together. Could you send this to me? I have to go shovel the driveway. Yeah, do you know where the recording is, Luke? On OneNote? So I will put the recording after. So after I'm done class, and usually as I'm doing one class, I do it next one. It's in your content library where your note is and everything like that. There's a video section, and I'll put it in there. Like yesterday's, I have the 2 lessons. Why isn't there 3 lessons there? I'll have to make sure I put the link in for the last lesson. I don't know where it went. Okay, I'll put a link in there for each lesson. Did I put it in the wrong spot? Anyways, so every day there's the lessons, the videos for the lessons I do. Should be in there. Okay? Pythagorean theorem. Okay, where am I here now? So we add those 2 up, 471 plus 262. So our final answer is 733. Okay, in this case, meters cubed. How do we feel about that? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Okay, alien or emoji. A little confused, okay, that's fine. A little confusion is fine, it keeps you on your toes. So this one here, okay, it's asking this time, a cone-shaped hole is cut out of a cylinder piece of wood. Okay? So if you think about it, we have a cylinder of wood, and we cut a cone out of it. Okay? How much wood is left? So what's our two shapes we're dealing with here? Okay? What's our two shapes? Can you tell me we're dealing with? A cylinder and a cone. Very good. Does everyone see that? We have a cylinder, and we have a cone cut into it. So, let me think here. So we have a cylinder first, then we have a cone. I may be the worst artist you ever see. Okay? Now for this one, on the one above, we added the two shapes together, right? For this one, are we going to add or subtract? We're trying to find how much wood is left, right? Trying to find how much wood is left in here. Okay? So if we had a big block of wood and we shaved out a cone, are we going to add these two shapes or are we going to minus them? Right? We're going to minus them. Because if you think about it, we started with a block of wood and then we took out wood to make our empty cone. Okay? So let me get my formulas. I'll pull them over for you. We have a cylinder again. And we have a cone. All right. The nice thing is these only have radius and height attached to them. So what's our radius? What's our R number for this question? You guys tell me? What's the radius of this cylinder? Good. And what's our height? Hello? What's our height for this question? Nicely labeled, of h equals 17. Good. All right. Do you guys want me to give you, don't write the answer, the total answer into the chat. Okay? Do you guys want me to give you some time to get started? Or do you want me to walk you through it? How about I give it a minute for the people who want to get started and try it by themselves. They can start. And then I can start walking through it with the people who want to walk through it. Or does everyone want to try by themselves? Give me a T for try or W for walk. Okay, Amelia wants to walk through. Okay, I'll give it a minute. So if you want to try, just turn down your volume. Okay? I'll let you guys get ahead before I walk through it. If you're waiting for me to walk through it, I still want you to start it. Okay? So start it. Just you shush, Trey. Okay? I want you to start it anyways. That way you'll know if you're on the right track or maybe you're not on the right track, which is fine. So I'm going to wait a minute or so and then I'm going to start walking through it. But for people who want the walkthrough, wait. Okay? I mean, start it up. I got to pull this file over. Oops. I'm recording it now. Alright, once I get this YouTube video loading, I will start walking through it. Alright, let's start her up. So for this one here, we're just plugging in our volume formula. So volume equals pi times 5 squared plus 17. So that number is going to be pi times 25 times 17. 1,335. Okay. Are we looking for empty space in the cone? No, we're looking for how much wood's left in the item. Let me look over it and find a picture. I can't find a nice picture. So you're looking for how much wood's left in the chunk of wood. So picture like starting with a solid chunk of wood, right? And then you cut a cone out. We want to know how much wood's left in it. Oh, yes. You're right. I don't know why I wrote plus. I did the right formula. Yes. I wrote plus there for some reason. I didn't do the right formula. Okay? So on this side, we're going to do the exact same thing. Volume equals pi r, oops, pi times 5 squared times 17, not plus 17 for all you crazy people, then divide that by 3. Okay? Which is going to equal, after I plug all that in, 445. Okay? Now, with this one, we're trying to find how much wood's left. So we're going to take this number and minus off this number. So our final volume is going to be 1335 minus 445. Which the answer is 890. In this case, centimeters cubed. Or, you guys remember what a centimeter cubed is equal to? Milliliters. So out of 10, how did we do with that question? 10 is in, I got it, we're doing well. 1 would be, I just made myself a potato, I have no clue what happened. How did we do Dylan and Amelia? Because you guys were hesitant off the start. Okay. It was okay. So, here's a big question for us. Okay? Let's determine the amount of ice cream we have here. Okay? Assume the top of the cone is a half sphere. So what two shapes do we have here? What's our two shapes in this question? So we're always figure out what shapes you have and then whether you're going to add them or subtract them. You have a cone, good, and a half sphere. Good. So we have a cone, which I'll draw out perfectly, and a half sphere. So, if I'm not mistaken, the last thing I pasted was the cone formula. Good, and our half sphere, we did up here. Where's my formula for that? I'll bring that down. Good. So Alex says we're going to add them together. Okay? Does that make sense? Assuming we can fill a cone perfectly up. Think of it like one of those drumsticks where we can fill it up. So we're going to add together. Perfect. Now, let's figure out what we know. So it says the diameter of the scoop is 10 centimeters, and the height of the cone is 20. So, this one we need our height and our radius. What's our height of our cone? So what's the height that we're going to have for our cone? Good, 20 centimeters. It's right here. Oops, that did not change. Did not mean to wipe that out. So our height is 20 from here. And what's my radius going to be? Good. It tells us our diameter is 10. So diameter equals 10. Remember, radius is half our diameter. So we go 10 divided by 2 will give us 5 for our radius, because it's 10 all the way across, but we only want this half, which is 5. Perfect. And this one here, we just need the radius to be 5. Okay? We'll do the same thing as before, where I let you start before I walk people through. Okay? Remember, don't tell me the answer yet. Okay. Would you like me to start now, or do you want me to wait a little bit? I got the name same one for the cone and the half sphere. Did you? Give me a second here. I'll look that up real quick for you. It'd be really odd if you did. Oh, of course, chair. By no, I think you forgot to do a division somewhere. You shouldn't get the same answer. Tell me what you got for the tell me what you got for the cone. What value did you get for the cone? Okay. The cone is correct. Oh, I know what you did. How much of a sphere do you have, Haley? So I start this one here. Volume for a cone is this formula here. So I'm going to plug everything in. Pi times 25 times 20. How do you multiply by cubed on a calculator? What's the symbol? Okay, what calculator are you using, Alex? Okay. Is it one that kind of looks like this one? Okay, so if you don't have a cube button, like this one doesn't have a cube button on it, but if I wanted to do cubed, I can look for something that says y to the power of x, or it may be something along those lines. It may have like a little open square there. You press that button and you press 3 to put the 3 on top, and then press equals. Does that help you? Okay. Now remember, you only have a half a sphere here, so we have to divide this by 2. So 4 times pi times 5 cubed (1571) divided by 3. (524) divided by 2. 261. So there's our volume 1, our volume 2, and to get our total volume, we, as we said at the very first, add those together. So how many people were able to get 785 as their answer? Notice that, centimeters cubed, so milliliters. So do we have success there with that? I've only heard from Emma so far. I know Haley did okay. 786, that's fine. That's rounding. Could you go up a little bit? Yeah, I can. $781, that's good. That's rounding error along those lines. And if you use just 3.14, you'll get a different answer than using the actual pi button. The more you can use your pi button, the better. Okay, if you look at your homework, if you look at our homework, there's 4 questions on the homework. Okay. Two pretty basic questions, right? That are like one shape plus another shape. This one's a little different. You have to kind of think this one through. I just realized there it is. This one here, I'll tell you right now, you do not have the height of this. Okay? You don't have the height of that. So you're going to have to find that using the Pythagorean theorem. We're trying to find this side. Can you tell me if I'm going to add my squares or if I'm going to minus my squares to find this little square? Am I going to add or minus? I'm trying to find the small square. The small square. I'm trying to find the small square, so I'm going to minus. Okay? So that's a minus there. I would right now jot down this little, what I've written there, or make your own little thing here, and write minus, just to remind yourself of it. Okay? When you get there. Then this last question here is another, like more of a thinking question. Okay? So there's 4 questions for you to complete. We will come back at 12:30, so you have an hour to complete those 4 questions and get your lunch into you. If you, I want to do attendance real quick because I have a question that's irrelevant on attendance. Where'd my attendance go? Oops, wrong one. No, wrong one again. What is going on? This one. Copy. Where did this go? Right. So, you have an hour to do those 4 questions. Right. If you need help with this one, I'll be kicking around to help you. Actually, it was an important question. Oh, it's not super important. 4 questions, back at 12:30. Make sure you keep placing your pictures in there. If you get these questions done, you won't have any work for the weekend. Because the next session is just going to be our little partner quiz, if we're working with a partner. Okay? Does anyone need further assistance with this? If not, you guys can start working away as we go. Okay, I'm going to try to make groups up. I'll be hanging out here. I need you to hold me. Only 6 people have done attendance so far. I pretty much know who I'm not going to get a vote for. Who said no? Emily. What do you have against Marvel? That I just get a plain no. This is harsh and hurt my feelings.